Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of 12 Tone Warrior. This is your guide to being a cover band musician, particularly a keyboardist, because that's what I do. I'm a keyboard player. I play mostly classic rock, although I do some country too. And in the past, I've done jazz and I've done other kinds of music, but mostly I consider myself to be my main genre is classic rock. That's the stuff I've mostly grown up listening to. And I'm in two bands right now. One is a kind of a local covers band based in southern New Hampshire. And I'm also in a country band also based out of New Hampshire. And let me kind of introduce myself to you. My name is Glenn, and I've been doing this. I've been a keyboard player for about 40 years. I come from New Jersey, and I gigged in several bands down there, including one band I started on my own, one band I started with a college buddy. Then I ended up in a covers band, not rock, but more R&B, covering the Jersey Shore. This was sort of in the late 80s. I had a spell in the 90s where not where I live now in Massachusetts, but sort of in the Pioneer Valley area. I was in a band there for a while, and then I moved to central northern Mass. Right now I'm in Ashburnham, and since about 2013 I've been pretty active on the live music scene, especially with these two bands. So why am I starting this channel? Basically, I would classify myself as kind of a young boomer, sort of veering towards Gen X a little bit. And as I look on the internet, I basically want to see what other keyboard players or other musicians, guitarists and so on, are doing and how they do their local music scene or whatever. And what I notice is, at least for keyboard players, information is pretty scant and it's pretty generalized in the sense that, you get the usual advice: show up on time and, don't be a jerk and all that kind of stuff. We all get that, but I wanted to get a little more, I wanted to do a whole series of episodes on basically how I go about this and share that with other musicians, particularly keyboard players, but doesn't have to be. I really learn a lot. I follow a lot of guitarist channels on the internet. I learn a lot from them. And there's a lot of people out there with good music lesson materials that they have. And so when it comes to being a musician, becoming a musician, for this channel, I would kind of expect you're sort of already there. You already know what your passion is. And if your passion kind of lines up with mine in classic rock, but you have, you're open-minded and are into other kinds of music, particularly modern country, not modern country the way it is now, but kind of country in the 80s and 90s was a little closer to rock. So you wouldn't really have that much of a problem in that genre if you were already playing rock, particularly 70s through 90s country. In any case, I found, the internet's kind of scarce on broad information for keyboard players, so I wanted to expand that and give you more than the usual advice. And another thing that is going to be particular about this channel is that I want this to be for aspiring musicians or maybe older musicians like myself who want to get back into this. If you haven't been doing this for a while, or even if you never really have been a gigging musician, but you've practiced a lot at home and you would like to really get out there and do this, this is very possible. There's lots of possibilities, opportunities on the local music scene for you to get out there and be heard. And so really what I'm talking about is doing covers. So I'm not talking about original music. We're talking about music people really want to hear. They want to hear people play it, and they want to hear them play it live. There really is an audience for that. I think it's kind of forgivable on some levels to, especially if you're an 80s cover band and you have to sync up to certain kind of parts, I don't know, if keyboard parts, drum sequences, and so on. I think that's kind of forgivable, but in the genre I'm in, which is mostly kind of 70s rock, people really want to hear it live. And there's an excitement that comes with everyone really playing their instruments live and pushing it out there, pushing that raw rock and roll sound. So I wanted to point that out. And I also want to stress that this channel isn't really going to be, it's not one of those, here I'm going to reveal to you all my secrets about the music industry. And there's lots of that around. And, I'm a little skeptical about it because the music scene itself, especially even regards to the traditional music business, that's all changing. So I feel like I'm a part of something that is, people wanting to express themselves musically, but either your chance to make it in the conventional music business has kind of passed, but you still feel like you want to get out there and play live, and you can still do this. So I want to focus this on live performance, not so much studio stuff, although I've had some studio experience. That's waned since I've gotten a little older. It's more like I just like the excitement of getting out there and playing live. So that's more what this channel is going to be focused on. Stuff that is within my experience, and like really big record company, music industry stuff it didn't really come my way. So in a sense, I don't think I really owe it anything. I'm just going to keep on doing my thing here with the musicians and friends that I have and such. So, again, who am I? Have I really introduced myself properly? Again, my name is Glenn. I play in these two bands. One is this one I'm wearing right here. This is our t-shirt, part of our merch for our band called Sheep Dip, and we're based out of Rindge, New Hampshire. And we just, last night, right now I'm filming this on January 1st, 2025. So just last night we had a great New Year's gig right here at Tempesta's restaurant, and that's our poster for the event, and it was sold out. So and we made great money at it, and so it's not like the channel's going to be about just playing for free. You do make money at this, but it probably isn't going to be focused in on doing this full, being able to be a musician full time. Really, I guess since I wasn't able to do that, it's not within my wheelhouse of experience, so I'm not going to pretend to have that kind of information. And again, like I said, I think I'm a little skeptical about that. Nobody really does. The whole music scene is evolving now anyway. And this channel will be mostly focused in on musicians who either want to get back into it or try out something new, being a little older, and they have a passion for the music of their youth. And it's like, let's go, let's do this. So Sheep Dip, that's the classic rock band I do. And the other band I'm in is a country band right here, the Michael David Band. I've been with them since 2013. I've been with Sheep Dip since 2017. So really since 2013, I've been very active, or rather reactive. I've reactivated myself as a live player. And it was always a little bit iffy even back in the 80s and 90s. I think I'm much more active in making more money at this than I ever have in my life. I'm 64 years old right now, so that's pretty amazing. I feel healthy and that I still want to go out and do this. And I know that there are a lot of people that I converse with on things like keyboard forums online. A lot of people, as they hit their early to mid 60s, really start dropping out of the music scene. I feel like I have another 10 years in me. So anyway, the Michael David Country Band, and Basically, I recorded a CD with them. They already had a CD out at the time I joined them. So that's what I do. I consider myself a rock musician, basically, and I do covers, and I do that live and do it for people in real life. I'm an IRL musician in real life, and I want to do this YouTube channel as a way to just kind of connect with other musicians or the rest of the world and let you know kind of how I go about this. And let's have some fun. Let's do some episodes. Let's get really deep into what this world of being a rock musician, particularly a keyboard player in a rock band, is all about. So let me get my gig hat on. Excuse me, I keep bumping this microphone. I got to get used to this. I'm not a podcaster, and I'm pretty new at this. I made a few videos about 10 or so years ago. I did this Steve Winwood cover. That was lots of fun. I hope, I've gotten a few thousand views from that. But anyway, let me get my gig hat on, if I can do this without bumping the microphone. And I'll show you my gear. I'll show you the gear I use to do live gigs. You may have noticed also that there's a video playing here on the TV in the background, and that is a video of, it's been showing various things as we've gone along. Earlier, it showed me with the Michael David Band, and looks like right now it's Sheep Dip. This is live in Jaffrey, New Hampshire. Okay, I'm in my gig hat now and my gig shirt, and I am ready to, practice. I'm at home. But I thought I'd show you my gig rig. So this is basically my 2-tier gig rig. I use a Yamaha Mox 8. Well, it's technically called Mo X8. I just call it the Mox 8. And it is a, 88 key, fully weighted digital workstation. It has good, excellent piano sounds as usual. It's basically a motif with half the polyphony and no room for expansion samples. And later they came out with the Mox 8F, which included those. So you got a full-blown motif in a cheaper plastic shell. Well, this is basically the same. I don't really need the full 128-note polyphony. 64 is fine. I'm not MIDIing it to anything else. I'm just using it as my piano. For various piano sounds. And then my upper board, I have a Kurzweil PC361. And I love this board as my upper board because it has excellent organ sounds. That's really about 80% of what I'm using it for. I like the drawbars. That instead of I know that most of the other competitors have, I know that Nord stopped using buttons, went to drawbars, but I really do like not only the organ sounds of this, but all the excellent Kurzweil sounds that they're known for. I just love this board. And so typically what I would do is the lower board I would use for acoustic piano, Rhodes, Wurlitzer, clavinet, and occasionally some other sounds. And the upper board, the Kurzweil, I use mainly for B3 organ, as well as strings, horns, whatever unusual sounds, such as, say, glockenspiel or kettle drums or whatever's called for, trumpets, whatever is being drawn up here. And basically I have instead of moving the camera around and showing you close-ups of all this, I've done that on my iPhone. I'll weave that into this. I'll show you how I hook things up and make connections. But this is basically my setup, and it does me well. I love the piano sounds on the Yamaha. That's always been my preferred keyboard for piano. I always think that Yamaha piano sounds always have that bite, that metallic bite that I like. And then I use this mainly for organs. I think they do an excellent B3 emulation on the Kurzweil, and I like the fact that it has all these other built-in sounds that you'd think you don't need, but you actually end up needing it. There's always something in there. For instance, the Who Won't Get Fooled Again. We cover that here in Sheep Dip. And it has a preset already in there for that. All you have to do is play the right notes and stuff. And it has that pulsating rhythm thing that's on that song. So I'll now go on and show you some close-ups on my iPhone. The resolution on this won't be as good, but at least I'll be able to move around and show you how I hook it up and such. Okay, so this is my setup. A Kurzweil PC361 atop a Yamaha Mox 8. And let me sort of zoom in on that a little. There's pretty much what it looks like from the driver's position. I sit on a nice comfortable Gibraltar throne style stool. I'll explain more about the stand and that pedal board. I have a few insert clips that I'm going to throw in here. Speaking of the stand, if you're curious about this, it's a very simple stand, which it's made by OnStage. I had it painted red, and I'm able to put my monitor into the setup by using this bar and a C-clamp, which you can see right there. That C-clamp holds that bar into place on the other end, and then let me come around to this end, and you can see the monitor, and I had that custom done so that it sits on the peg, some kind of a peg that pops up from the bottom of that bar, and that monitor is completely adjustable, which I just did there. And so this way, this saves me from having to have a separate stand for my spot monitor. Very cool. There's the peg that I had custom put bolted onto that bar, and that bar sits on the stand. So very cool. Okay, moving down to the pedal board. It's a very simple one. It's really just a backseat car mat in which I tape down my 3 pedals. And basically this is very nifty in that it's flexible. You can just fold it away or roll it up, as I'm doing right there, and throw it into your gig bag. So you don't have such a big pedal board to deal with. So coming around the back, I'll show you how I hook things up. There is the power supply for the Kurzweil. My main outs do not go directly anywhere else but to the inputs of my lower board. This way I don't have to run 4 outputs, in other words 2 stereo pairs. I just link my 2 keyboards up this way, and then the output of the Yamaha is everything. And what I do for monitoring is I go out of the headphone jack and then into my monitor with this Y cable, basically a 1/4 inch to 2 RCAs. The main outs, this is what I send to the front of house, the FOH, is I take the main outs of my Yamaha. That goes to my Pro D2, my direct box. It's a stereo direct box, so the blended signals of both boards go into that direct box. I get a stereo signal out to the front of house. Very nice. There are times when I have to run directly into a mixer using 1/4 inch cables and can't use the direct box. This happens usually with Sheep Dip, and so I use this pair of long 36-foot audio cables instead of the direct box, so it would go directly from my keyboards to the mixer. And once again, here's if you're curious about the stand, here's some still pictures I took of the stand without the keyboards on it. This shows the stand with the crossbar on it, clamped to it. It is an on-stage stand that came out either in the late 90s or early aughts, and I have not seen it anywhere else. I'm lucky to have it. I got it in black. I painted it red. There's the C-clamp that holds the crossbar in place, that holds the monitor on. And there is the picture of the monitor on the crossbar without the keyboards. So it's a very sturdy aluminum stand. It's very lightweight. And I had the front tiers cut down a bit. They were about 8 to 9 inches longer than they are right there. So I like this stand a lot. There again is my keyboards on it. Let's get another view of the Glen rig. There it is. Let's sit down in front of it and get the captain's position. This is basically my office chair when I'm gigging. And one other thing I want to point out is those undercarriage lights, so I can see the Yamaha better. I put some LCD or LED lights rather, a pair of them affixed to the bottom of the Kurzweil, so it gives me some stage lighting. Okay, to end my debut video, I'd like to present you with Sheepdip's version of Santana's Black Magic Woman, filmed live at our rehearsal space, the Spillmore East. Enjoy! Oh, be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.
Magic woman, I've got a black magic woman. I've got a black magic woman. She's got me so blind I can't see. But she's a black magic woman. She's trying to make a devil out of me. Put your spell on me, baby. Put your spell on me, baby. Put your spell on me, baby. You're turning my heart into stone. I need you so bad that I can't leave me alone. your back on me, baby. Turn your back on me, baby. Don't turn your back on me, baby. Mess around with your tricks. Back on me, baby. You just might pick up my magic stick.